the story that I would invite every person to look at is, you chose to come here. What are you here for?
Yeah.
Not like, what are you here for? Like, get out there and accomplish things, not in an
No.
egoic sense. Like, you have to be on a mission and be productive. I don't
Yeah.
mean that. But like, your whole experience is sacred. Your whole experience matters.
Welcome back to Deep Roots Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Thompson, and today I'm so excited to introduce you to someone whose work beautifully bridges story, soul, and healing. Dr. Rick Diamond calls himself a story healer. For decades, he has been helping people and organizations uncover the hidden narratives shaping their lives and guiding them toward clarity and freedom. With a background in ministry and years of work in open faith communities, Dr. Rick has witnessed firsthand how powerful our stories are, both the ones that we inherit and the ones that we consciously choose to create. In this conversation, we dive into what story healing really means, how our unconscious narratives can hold us back, and how rewriting your story can open the door to transformation. So whether you're feeling stuck, navigating old wounds, or just curious about the deeper layers of identity and meaning, this episode will give you tools and insight to begin shifting your story. So let's get started. Here's my conversation with Dr. Rick Diamond. So Dr. Rick, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am so excited about our conversation.
So thank you so much, Jennifer, for inviting me. Just so happy for what you are doing in the world, and for you sharing your truth and your questions and your convictions and expansion. And I mean, it's happening all over the world, and we're
Yeah.
all getting to share in it. So thank you for
Yes.
shining your light.
Thank you so much for that. And I will say, all of your videos that I have seen, they absolutely resonate with me, and they are so beautiful and so inspiring and encouraging. And I thank you for
Thank
what
you.
you do. I know
Oh,
that you
thank you.
inspire so many people every day.
It's a joy. I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
having a great time. And
Mm-hmm.
as I was saying to you before, I'm 64, and I think I'm just now hitting stride. I think I'm just now figuring it out. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm going to keep going. Might as well.
Absolutely. Please do. I think so many people agree with that too.
Thank you.
Don't stop what you're doing. Before we get started, I want to talk about the mural behind you. That is absolutely
Thank
gorgeous.
you. Thank you so much. I
Yes.
painted this about 2 years ago,
Oh,
after we had been in
wow.
this house for 9 months or so, 6 or 9 months, and I was really taking seriously how I wanted the energy in my sessions with clients to feel
Mm-hmm.
energetically.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a zillion books. I love books, but something told me that the backdrop shouldn't be books, that the backdrop should be some sort of
That.
spiritual energy.
Yes.
And in a plant medicine ceremony that I was part of a few years ago, I met this spirit lion,
Did
like,
you really?
in a vision. And
Right?
so I call on this lion energy, that's in the scriptures. It's in spiritual traditions all over the place. And I found a picture of a lion on just online, and thought I could maybe, and I just started painting, and then I couldn't stop. It went on for days and days, and I just kept going. So there it is. I mean,
That's like a
that's what
spiritual
that wall's for.
experience in itself.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I felt like I
That
was
is,
channeling it, or just being
yes,
like listening to it, hearing it, feeling it come through me. And so I
absolutely. And
just
you can
went for it.
tell. Oh,
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks.
mm-hmm.
So then when I'm just sitting here and you're not seeing his eyes and his muzzle and his nose, it just looks like I'm exploding. But then if
Yeah,
I move a little
it
bit, then you can see
does.
it's actually like a real figure. So
That
yeah,
is
it's there.
incredible. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing that.
Mhm.
Um, so your journey. Let's talk about your journey and how it's led you to where you are today.
Mm.
The short little journey
This
that you've been on.
I know, right? It's hasn't been complicated or had ups and downs and ins and outs. I think the simplest way to describe it is to say that I was, the title that I give to myself is a story healer, and the
Mhm.
work that I do with people is called story work. And what we do is we look at the story, whatever the belief system, whatever the rules, the roles, the agreements that I've been following, based on my family of origin, my culture of origin, my experiences, my emotions, my trauma, my joy, all of the
Yeah.
above. And people show up and say, well, this is what I think, or this is what I believe. And do I have to believe this? Or what if I
Mm.
change my mind? Or what if I want to go a different direction? And of course, the fear is always, well, if I'm not this, then what am I? I'm
What am
nothing,
I?
or
That's right.
I'll get in
Yeah.
trouble, or I'll lose everything, or whatever. And my story was that I was a good boy, and
Mm-hmm.
grew up in a nice Christian home, and we went to church. And nobody knew that behind the scenes, my mother, who had a personality disorder, was violent and alcoholic and terrifying. Because we were all so pretty and good. We were all good on the outside,
I can relate with a lot of that.
right?
And I was
And
always the
so
good girl and could not do anything wrong. And
that's
I
not
had
that's
a
not the end of the
mother
story.
with, yeah, with
I
similar
mean,
issues. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
thank you for sharing that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
you
hear that.
too.
That makes it hard on a kid. It
It
does.
does, but that's part of the journey.
Of course it is.
I
And
don't think I mean I wouldn't be doing this today had I not gone through it, right?
are you kidding? I'm so
Yeah.
grateful to Mary Ann and my father, Richard,
Mm-hmm.
for all of the gifts that they gave me, all of them,
Absolutely.
some of
Yes.
which were not any fun at the time.
No.
And now I look back and say, oh, I get that. I get that. I
Now I
see
see
that.
why.
I see that.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that
Mm-hmm.
little boy was just doing his best to hold it
Yeah.
together and pedal his little tricycle the best he could and be sweet and be funny
Don't
and
rock the
figure
boat.
out how to survive. Don't rock the
Mm-hmm.
boat. I went off to college, and same college that my parents had met at, and married a girl from from college, and did all the
Mm-hmm.
things that a good boy was supposed to
That's
do.
right.
And had two children, two adorable children. They're in their
Mm-hmm.
30s now. They're lovely. I have a son who's married and has a granddaughter who's about to have her sixth birthday. I mean, it's all good, all
Oh.
good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, uh, active at the PTA and helping at the school and active in church and, teaching college English and being a good
Yeah.
guy and serving on the faculty senate and all of those things. And something was off. And
Yep.
I did not know what it was.
Yep.
Did not know at the time that I was mad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because as it turns out, part of the script in that whole story was, as you said, don't rock the boat, don't make
Yeah.
trouble. I mean, I just was stuffing all
Yes.
of those feelings. And then I would try and pray or something, go to church or be good.
Yeah.
And the God that we were talking about was really far away. It did not feel
Yes.
intimate to me.
No.
And so something was not adding up, and I
Mm-hmm.
just was not happy. And then I started having, I don't know how else to explain it. I started to have spiritual experiences, like mystical experiences, like
Right.
things where something did come close to me or something did open up inside of me. And I didn't have any language for this. And we were living in East Texas, going to the Methodist church, and nobody was talking about any of this stuff.
There
And I
probably
went to the
wasn't many
pastor.
people that were experiencing what
I
you were
don't think, I
experiencing. Yeah, I
guess.
know.
And
Mm.
I went to the pastor and said, something is happening. And he said,
Mm-hmm.
well, have you ever thought about reading a book of the Bible as a book? And I said,
Mm.
I don't understand what you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about. The books of the Bible are just there to be quoted so that
Right.
we'll all know how to behave or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, take the Gospel of Mark, read beginning to end. Jesus is the main character. And it was a trick because he knew I was an English teacher, so he knew I would think
Yeah.
about story and how a story works.
Yes.
And I came back and said, "How did you know how to do this?" And he goes, "Oh, there's a
Mm.
whole beautiful field of people called biblical scholars or theologians who think about
Mm-hmm.
the text and think about spiritual questions." And I just was useless after that. I started just reading everything I could. I fell in love with the idea of, well, what was the historical context of Jesus like? What was it like to be these people having these experiences? And I became
Yeah.
convinced that they were mystics having the veil opened, that, when it
Right.
says that Jesus is baptized and he sees the heavens rip open, like that was his spiritual awakening.
Yes.
And so I know it wasn't any good for anything after that. So that's what happened. And I just kept studying and studying. I ended up going into ministry and was in Christian ministry for 10 years until I didn't really, my spirituality got more and more wobbly. I've studied more and more Eastern spirituality, more and more Native American spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really a Christian, quote unquote, in that way, although I
Mm-hmm.
was still a big fan of Jesus and Ellen
Yes.
and all of those
Yes.
folks.
Yes.
And some folks said, "Hey, would you like to come and start a faith community together?" And so
Mm.
with a group of people, started a little low-to-the-ground, scruffy faith community that I led here in Austin for 17 years. And we, had a sign that said, "We welcome our Muslim brothers and sisters," and we had a pride flag on,
Oh, I love that.
outside the church, and we did
Yes.
social justice, and people would come in and say, "I don't know what I believe," and I'd say, "Great, have a seat,
Great. Yeah.
take a number,
Mm-hmm.
line's over here, here's some coffee." And I did that for total, all of that ministry was 30 years, and then stopped a few years ago and said, "I want to still help people, but I don't want it to be in a container." And
Right.
I just started doing individual work with clients, and then I got invited to lead some retreats, and then I got invited to lead some workshops, and now I'm just the story healer.
So tell us more about, you say story healer. What exactly is that? How do you explain it?
It's really, thank you for asking. Actually, my office is a mess right now because I am doubling down on finishing the book about story
Mm.
work that I'm writing.
Ooh.
I'm really excited about it. And the easiest way to explain it is to say, as I said a few minutes ago, somebody comes to me with a question. And you know how it is when you're sitting with somebody and there's like a little awakening.
Yep.
And maybe they say, "Well, I don't know what I think about this anymore." Or they say, "I'm really sad about this," or "I'm really excited about this." There's a little opening there. And people find me and they say, "I've got a question about this." And maybe they're upset. I mean, maybe there's something wrong. Maybe there's something wrong with their marriage, or maybe there's something wrong at work, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But a lot of the time, it's not that something is wrong. It's just something is opening, or something's expanding.
Yeah.
And so we start with the question and we say, what is the question itself? And we try and dig down deep into the question. And then we look for what I call the story. And the story is, what role did you play?
Mm-hmm.
What agreements did you keep? What script did you follow? And what feelings did you carry?
Mm.
Because we've all got all of these scripts that we're following.
Yeah.
Like we talked about being a good boy or a good girl, or being a
Yep.
good Christian, or being a bad boy, or
Mm-hmm.
being the problem child, or whatever. And I love how different psychological theories around roles that we play, and IFS and other parts theories talk about how all of us have these roles that we take on.
Yeah.
And then if somebody can see that they're not the story, that they're not the role that they've been playing, like a man sits across from me and he says, "I know exactly what my job is, to be the provider." And I say, "Okay, are you the provider, or is that a role that you took on? When did you take on that role?" So I ask with different kinds of questions.
Yeah.
And then I say, "What did the role cost you? Like, to be the provider and be the strong one. What did that give you, and what did it cost you?" So the whole time what we're doing is we're testing this story to see if it's really true anymore, or probably was never really true.
Right.
And I feel like that's what the great teachers throughout spiritual history have been doing forever, whether it's Jesus or the prophets or Buddha or whoever else. It's to say, okay, I see that you're really stuck in that and you really believe that, but is that the truth? And then if it's not
Right.
the truth, then, then we have to grieve or be mad or fall apart or freak out, or, just say, "Oh my gosh, when did, like in Field of Dream, when did all these ball players get here? I'm like so confused, like what's happening?"
Yes. Yep.
So sometimes it leads people to spiritual awakening. Sometimes it leads people to say, "I need to change something." And then
Yeah.
I work with them to figure out how they want to change it. Sometimes it's emotional work because there's trauma, or there's
Yep.
sadness, or there's pain, or there's anger. And
Mm-hmm.
when I work with all these years, not just in the last 3 years, but all these years, when I work with people who are coming in to say, I'm mad about the church, or I'm mad at God, or I'm mad at my parents about my religious
Yeah.
upbringing. Like it's important to acknowledge those emotions
I
and
went
process
through
them and own them.
anger when I was deconstructing. I went through a period and where I was angry, and normally I'm not an angry person, and I
Hmm.
mean, I just, but because I feel like I can see things for what they are for the most part. Now, before the spiritual awakening, not so much. I mean,
I get it.
but I do remember going through that stage, and I was angry and just mad
Yeah,
because it of the because of the people that have been hurt through the
yeah,
years
yeah.
and unnecessarily, and still stayed stuck and that, and I just think it's sad.
It is sad. And you were experiencing what, I mean, the biblical prophets who are mad at the power
Yeah.
system, and
Yes.
John the Baptist
Yes.
who is mad at the power system, and
Yes.
Jesus who is mad at the power
Yep.
system, and Gandhi and Martin Luther King and St. Francis and
Yeah.
all these other great folks, our
Yep.
mothers and fathers along the way, who said, this is not right. Like, this is
That's
not
right.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
But so many of us were told, well, be angry, but sin not. Now, it's not nice to be mean. Don't be
Right.
ugly. Don't be whatever. And then we've stuffed our anger and we don't
Yes.
know what to do with it. And then it comes out
Yes.
sideways, and that's not healthy. And it's really important to bear witness and say with other people that what you're feeling, you have a right to what you're feeling. What you choose to do about that is your business,
Absolutely.
but
That's
you get to
right.
feel that. That's yours. Um, so every chance I get when I'm with my men's circle that I host here at my house on Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
nights, and when I lead a retreat, like we bring drums and we make
Oh, I
noise.
love that.
We
Yes.
it doesn't have to be anger, but it's just energy, and we've all been so tamped down and
Yeah.
told to behave. And when things are not right, and when an institution like the church or the government or politics or culture or whatever else belittles people and silences
Yes.
people and abuses people, it's a good thing to be mad about that.
It
That's not
is.
okay.
That's right. So with the men's group, have you found that you say you bring drums, or I mean, or retreats or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and you make noise, and that's so very important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know from personal experience that when I realized that making noise and moving our bodies, that's
Mm-hmm.
moving energy, it's necessary. But I was so uncomfortable because I was always the shy, good girl, you know, didn't rock the boat and didn't, I wasn't loud. So I was very uncomfortable expressing that side of myself before. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I still get a little uncomfortable. Have you found that with the groups that you lead?
Absolutely.
You, yeah.
Because we're so well behaved,
I,
and I also think that not just Christianity or Western Christianity, but I think
yeah,
Western culture, the mind body split is so severe. We are so
it
cut
is.
off from our
Yes.
physical, this beautiful gift that, you know, that we have to move around in while we're here. And it can feel really awkward to move around
Yeah.
or to yell or whatever. And I'm a big fan of once in a while just get in the car and screaming at the top of my
I
lungs
do that too
and
now. Yes.
accessing that energy, because
Mm-hmm.
that's an energy field that I need to have
Yes.
access to. The other thing I like to do is, and my wife is great at this, is to
Mm-hmm.
take my shoes off, go out in our backyard, and be with Mother Earth and
Yes.
discharge into her and stomp
Absolutely.
and jump up and down and lie
Mm-hmm.
down on the ground. And I mean, that's not how we behaved in Sunday school.
No, no, no. And children were to be seen, not heard.
Mm-hmm.
And so no, we absolutely did not act
So
like
I'm a
that.
big fan of, and so when somebody's uncomfortable, that's okay. They can take their time. I'm in
Yeah.
no hurry. but
Yeah.
I'm going to wear them down before it's all over
Yes.
with. Like,
And then it's
we'll,
such a huge release once they are able to just let go and surrender, isn't it?
yeah,
I can imagine.
absolutely. And when people, I mean, it is so sacred when somebody's in a session or somebody's in a retreat setting or somebody's uh, um, in an online session with me and they cry. And what do we do
Mm.
in our culture? We say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And you just say, no, please cry more. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, you're accessing
I've learned
something
that.
true inside of
Yes.
you.
Yes. And I encourage people to cry too. Same.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of
Mm-hmm.
course, years ago, I'd be like, don't cry. There's nothing to cry about. But it is a very sacred moment, and our bodies are releasing or doing whatever it needs to do through
Whatever it
those
needs to do.
tears. Yes.
Yeah. My wife, for a number of years, volunteered with an organization here, based here in Austin, that
Mm-hmm.
went into, I think, 2 or 3 different women's prisons and worked with
Mm.
women to help them access their sacred selfhood by telling their story. And one of
Yes.
the ground rules was when a woman starts to cry, don't reach over and pat her and don't hand her a tissue. Just bear witness, shut the hell up, let
And
her
just
have
let
her
her.
process.
Yes.
Like we do all these subtle cues where we reach over and go, oh, honey. And then we're
Okay.
touching each other, which is
Yeah.
like a way of saying, let me fix this for you and make it
Yeah.
stop. And
And just
that's not
stop.
what needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's
No.
that's not it.
And that's
So
in the
yeah.
Western world, that's why we don't cry and show our emotion and release. And
Mm.
um,
And
we
we're
are completely
missing
disconnected.
access to all of that energy that our bodies
Yeah.
store, that's outside of our bodies, that's in the air, that's in the whole universe, that we're
Yes.
just not connected to because we're so
Yeah.
zoned out and asleep. And so,
Mm-hmm.
the problem with awakened people is they might knock some stuff over. You know what I mean? But
I
I would
do know
much
what
rather
you
that,
mean.
I know you
I
do.
would
I would
too.
much rather they knock some stuff over because they're awake as opposed to
Yeah,
what happens with most people, which is that they're knocking stuff over because they're asleep.
that's right. The feelings that I know personally, through the years, just being in church and like there was, and it's not just church, but just before I had my spiritual awakening,
Mm-hmm.
you felt like, or I felt like I was still searching for something. There was still something missing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that thing was not being connected.
Right.
And the, the I have like an abundance of peace now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel whole, and I don't even have the words to explain it, but it is so real.
I mean, for me, that sense of connection produces
Yeah,
peace.
and that's what we've been missing. That's what we
Mm-hmm.
missed, like over the years, that we feel like we're searching for something and something's just not there. We're missing. That's what we're missing because we're not connected and we're not tapped in.
The message that the thing, it's such a tragedy how the powers that be over the centuries took
Mm.
what was happening at the mystical level in Jewish and Christian scripture and
Yes.
turned it into doctrine. Because you go back to the texts themselves, if you can get to the thing itself.
Yes.
And I mean, Moses is having a transcendent experience of his
Yes.
own experience of the divine, of the transcendent,
Yeah.
of God, of source. And
Mm-hmm.
he's in ecstasy and he's without words and he's on fire and it's all fire.
Yes.
And then what we turn that into is a big law code, which is just
Mm-hmm.
silly. Same thing with
It
all of
is.
these other options that are in the scriptures, including Jesus and these beautiful things that are happening with him and his people. And they weren't, they knew that they were touching something that
Yes.
was real. When Jesus says the kingdom is
Yes.
within you, I mean, it's almost like I feel like he wants to shake us and say, the kingdom's
Yeah.
within you. But what we were told was it's out there, it's
It's out
later,
there.
it's
Mm-hmm.
up there. It's what
Mm-hmm.
the first time that I went on staff at the church, when I was in my early 30s, a guy that was in the Sunday school class came into my office and said, Okay, I got a joke to tell you, but I can't tell you in the building. We have to tell it in the parking lot because it's a dirty joke. And I was like, do you actually think what is happening right now? Like, what do you think that God is in this building? Like,
I
and by the way,
know.
you can't throw a rock in this town and not hit a church, in which case, if they all have God in them, where is God? I mean,
Yes.
the whole thing doesn't make
Yes.
any sense whatsoever. That God is
Exactly.
in that house, in
Yeah.
that building. It's all, yeah,
And if you feel
yeah.
like it's wrong inside the church, it's still going to be wrong outside the church.
What,
I
what,
mean, I
what?
don't understand that.
The thing that really broke my heart about that too was all the
Mm.
times in church when I would hear, let us pray, and then I could not feel anything happening. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like we're
do
saying some
completely know what you
words,
mean.
but there's
Yes.
no thinning of
Yeah.
the energy, spirit, space. There's no connecting to
Yes.
something that has any juice
Yes.
or power in it. And then we wonder why people get bored in church. Nothing's happening in
Because
most
nothing's
churches
happening.
because
And we were told that if you do feel something, you're probably crazy.
mm-hmm,
Like, like if like when you get saved or when you have an experience, you're not going to feel anything. You just have to trust and have faith. And if you do feel something, you probably need to like really check into that because that's not right. And I could not
oh,
reconcile that in my brain. It's like if Jesus and God if they are so powerful, or if he or whatever it is so powerful, why can't we feel it? We feel music and we
right,
feel emotions
right,
when our significant
right,
other says I love you, or our kids.
right,
So why couldn't we feel
right.
God? Yeah,
Right.
if it's
I
so much
feel
more
more
powerful.
when my dog licks me on the cheek than I do when I'm supposed to be
Yes.
theoretically with God, the supreme being of the universe. What are we
Yeah.
doing? Like, this is not
Yeah.
it. It's
Yes.
just not it. But the whole
Right.
thing is it's a setup to get everybody to be good citizens.
That's
Do you know what I
right.
mean?
That I do. Yes.
And
Completely.
so we don't want citizens to have spiritual or ecstatic or emotional experiences. We want them to
No,
be well behaved and not
that's
cause
right.
trouble. And that's,
And
and
think
I
and feel
just,
like we do, look like us, and do not step outside of the box at all. We have to stay within that box
mm. And
so
if
everybody
somebody
feels
does,
comfortable.
we know what to do with them, right? We shun them, we
Yeah.
crucify them, we do whatever's
Yes.
necessary.
Absolutely. And if they don't
Yeah.
comply, then we ask them to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Get find another
Mm-hmm.
box. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that done to me as
Mm.
well. I mean, along the way, I've only gotten fired from two churches. I mean, whatever.
That's pretty good, Dr. Rick.
Considering, I mean, I didn't think I was causing that much trouble, but clearly
Clearly
I
you are.
I
I can't
was. And
imagine.
that's, I mean, so I just kept moving further to the frontier and further to the
Yeah.
frontier. But the fun part was along the way, I also got to teach at three different seminaries. And they said, talk about
Wow.
mission and talk about, because they wanted the seminarians to feel connected to a sense of mission
Yeah.
and to feel passion before they go out into the world and then the church squishes it out of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So, what did your wife say about all this through the years and changing? And, because that can
Mhm.
be difficult or challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. My first wife and I that I married in college, she was also on her own journey of
Mm-hmm.
deconstructing and asking big questions. So it was really good.
Right.
And we ended up divorcing, but that was not because of spiritual reasons. We grew in different directions, and we raised the kids, and we blessed each other and said, you know what, we did
Mm-hmm.
good. Thank you so much. And we were married for 35 years, and
Well,
we both live here in Austin, and she's doing her thing. And she also was in a place of, when we started this funky low to the ground church, she
mm-hmm.
was right there and just was
Mm-hmm.
in it from the very beginning. It was really
Right.
beautiful. So the having somebody alongside you to help, even if they're not deconstructing in the same way you are, just not to say,
Right.
well, good luck, you're going to hell. It helps a lot. Well, then I was single for a few years, and then I got together with my wife now, whose name is for real Christina Wisdom. That's her last name, which is nice.
Really? I bet she has a lot of wisdom.
Oh my gosh, she's the smartest girl in the
I
room.
love it. I
And
love it.
she started coming to the church where I was the minister because she was a lawyer who was also going to seminary because she had been raised in a fundamentalist, very
Yeah.
traditional church. And she said, I need to like rethink what this is all about for me. And so we
Yeah.
would get together and have coffee and talk about, she would say, I don't know what I think about the resurrection. I don't know what I think about scripture. And we'd
Yeah.
have all these really big conversations and we just got to be friends. And then when I got divorced, I was like, well, I know who I'm going to ask out for coffee. So
Mm-hmm.
we got to be on this big journey of asking all these questions together. She's on a
That's
huge spiritual
huge.
journey. She's on
Oh,
a gigantic quest for her own awakening, and I am
yeah.
too. And so we get to support each other, and it's messy around here. It's great.
Messy's good though. It's fun.
It is fun. It is fun.
I love that. And it's really, I mean, beautiful that you guys get to experience that together because
Mm-hmm.
you are on your own separate journeys, but collectively can come together and just collaborate and compare and just I don't know. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
It's good too because for both of us, it's not only the theoretical spiritual stuff, it's also
Yeah.
like emotional work and therapy and
Yes.
spiritual direction and like how like we're really using tools to try and be as healthy as we can and support each other
Yes.
and being healthy people. And
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty great.
That's
I'll take
great.
it.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
I'll take it.
Really great.
Yeah. And she's
Um,
super supportive of me writing the book and having this story work practice, so I'm really lucky.
that's huge. Thinking of relationships and not I mean, I don't have to get too far into this, but we always hear, or I always heard rather, well, after a year or two, the honeymoon phase is over, right? But this is what I found, and this is an opinion, but if you stay in the present moment and you are
Mm.
mindful and you are conscious, the honeymoon phase never goes away. Have you found that to be true? Or
Absolutely.
something? Yes.
Absolutely. And to your point, Jennifer, thank you for saying this. Being in the present to be to what is,
Yeah.
everything is here.
That's
Like the
right.
whole universe is
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Everything is in this moment. Now I
Mm-hmm.
know that sometimes we get overtaken by the tyranny of the immediate, because the
Sure.
dog barfed, or we have to run that
Yes.
errand, or
Yes.
or I get
Right.
triggered and get scared, or
Yes.
whatever.
And that will
Like the
happen.
Of course that will happen, but
Mm-hmm.
those things are only immediate. They're not
Yeah.
permanent. They're only happening in that moment. In which
That's
case,
right.
if I can come back into this place and say, wait a minute, I know you, I know me, I know this moment. We're safe. We're safe. We're safe.
Yeah.
We're good. Um, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't go back to our first 2 years of marriage for all the tea and shine. I like how it is now.
Right now.
We
That's
are,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because we've grown so much in, let's see, have been married 6.5 years. We have grown
Yeah.
so much. I want to keep going. I mean, I want to keep going
Yes.
further. I know young people and the honeymoon and it's adorable and blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah. And then it soaks in that real life is happening.
That's
But that's
right.
also a story. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay,
It
well, real
is.
life's not any fun. I'm not sure that that's necessarily the case. I'm not sure any of these
No.
stories that this culture made up are
No.
necessarily true.
Real life can be a lot of fun. It's
Hello.
we get overtaken by ego and the stories that we're programmed and conditioned to
Mm-hmm.
believe. And uh, many people are in victim mindset and external validation. You got all the stuff that you're fighting, and we're not in the present moment and we're not conscious of,
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
if we could bypass all of that, people would be a lot happier, right?
I mean, I know that everything is my teacher. I know that my life as it is
Yes.
actually happening is my teacher.
Yeah.
And so if this is the thing that's on fire, this is the thing that's supposed to be teaching me something right now. The problem
Yeah.
for me, it's not the problem.
Right.
The challenge, the
The ch-
opportunity
yes,
is
the opportunity. That's right.
to
Mm-hmm.
just welcome what is and
Yeah.
say, okay, this is what's in front of me. I had a couple of weeks
Yes.
ago, I felt something in my lower left leg, and I realized that I was having a blood clot because I had had one about 8 years ago and took
Mm-hmm.
blood thinners, and everything went away and everything's fine. And I thought, I don't want to do anything about this. I just want this to just not be true. Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing. If you have a blood clot, you need to go get it looked at because that's what's happening, as opposed to being
Right.
in denial about what's happening and then say, this isn't happening. So then that got to be my teacher. And then I got to
Yes.
go, and then it turns out that I got to meet this really cool doctor who knows all this kind of interesting
Mm.
stuff that I didn't know anything about. And now we're having this other
Yes.
why,
It's like
why am I
thank you
fighting?
for this. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Right. Why am I
Exactly.
fighting the thing that's in front of me? The thing that's in
Yes.
front of me is my teacher, and that's okay.
That's right.
Whatever it is,
And if we can
whatever it
just
is.
stay in that mindset, that's right. And just again, surrender and go take care of what we need to take care of, we end up having the most beautiful experiences. We just run into just people, like the doctor you said, and y'all had like a different conversation, and you never would
Right.
have had that conversation had you not
No,
gone to get your blood clot checked, like you need to.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So I
Mm-hmm.
did. So, it's all good.
Yes.
That's the other radically strange uh, part of this spiritual place to be, which is to say
Yeah.
that it's all welcome, all of it.
Yes. Yes.
That's just not how I was raised, and that's not how my culture
Mm-mm.
thinks. That's not how
No.
the world thinks.
That's
And
right.
I'm not saying that we don't resist suffering and that we don't work to ease the suffering that's around us, because I
Mm-hmm.
do and we do. And yet, welcome what is. Here we go. Here it
Yes.
comes. Like Rumi says, this being human's a guest house. Welcome whoever shows up. We're a teacher.
Absolutely. Okay, so most in the Western world do not see it that way. And say you're working with someone, you're trying to get them to see their story for what it is, that self-awareness. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think self-awareness is key. However, it's the statistics are very low as far as
Right.
who is self-aware, right? So how do you start that process with somebody? And somebody that says, okay, look, I know there's something's there. I'm just, or I don't feel content or happy with my life. I
Mm-hmm.
want to heal or whatever.
It's a really good question because I, um, let me say this really carefully. Because I've thought a lot about this and worked a lot on it. When I was a teacher, my job was to get my students to learn something. But
Right?
actually, it was never my job to get them to learn
Yes.
anything. Like that was
Yes.
their work. When
Mm-hmm.
I was in ministry, I was told, let's get butts in the pews and money in the offering plate and satisfied customers and keep those numbers up
I
because,
can't.
I mean, those are all direct quotes. So the whole point
Hmm.
was we see people as an object that we're trying to manipulate to achieve a certain end
Right.
because of some story that we have or some quota that we have or some belief that we have
Mm-hmm.
because of our own ego or our own this thing that we've constructed that we think is so important.
Yes.
So when I'm working with somebody, we meditate. I ask them what's happening. They talk about it
Mm-hmm.
for a minute. Then we
Mm-hmm.
just take a minute to breathe and meditate. And I call in the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine and the source and ground of all being and ancestors and angels and
Yeah.
their higher self, my higher self, their humanness,
Mm-hmm.
my humanness, or whatever. By the time we get done with that, which is like a minute, you know what I mean? But it's
Mm-hmm.
like by the time we get into that space, I'm not trying to get them to do or see anything.
Right.
All I'm doing is saying, I mean, in my mind, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and sometimes I'll say aloud, what is their wisdom about to show them? All I
Mm.
have to do is just
Mm. I love
follow.
that.
So
Yeah.
if they say, I'm so pissed off, I'm so mad, I'm so torn up about her and she's gonna da
Mm-hmm.
da da, and I say, tell me more about her, or tell
Her.
me more about being angry. Tell me more about how old are you right now? I mean, there's all kinds of little tools and tricks to use
Yes.
just that are basically a mirror so that
Right.
that person's inner wisdom is going to, like, that's why they found me, because their
Yeah.
wisdom knows at some deep level that the tool that I'm going to use with them is going to produce a certain end. And I don't even know if it's going to be successful, which it is. It's great. Whatever
Right.
happens will be
Yeah.
beautiful. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
happens will be
That's what's
beautiful.
supposed to happen. That's right. Mm-hmm.
That's what's supposed to happen. In which
That's
case,
right.
we are part of an incredibly beautiful tapestry of being, and
Yes.
and this is only one little thread. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
having said all of that, the trick is to say, not so that I'm tricking them, not so that I'm getting them to give me something, not so that
Right.
I'm trying to make something happen, but is to say, is that true?
Yeah.
Is that true? Does that give you joy? Does that make you angry? What comes up for you? What are you feeling?
Mm.
And questions like that, then like a guy comes in and he says, I know what my role is. My role is to be the provider. Like I have to be the provider no matter what, or else this family's in
Yeah.
trouble. And I say, okay, how do you feel right now that you just said that you have to be the provider? What's a feeling, right? So then we talk about feelings, and then
Yeah.
he gets to say, I'm really mad. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like this. And I say, okay, who modeled this for you? So it's a
Mm.
way of over and over and over asking questions so that the person will get out of the thing that they think they are and
Right.
see that they're not that thing.
Yes.
And then when they see that they're not that thing, that that's a role, that that's a belief, that that's a story, that that's a pattern, then they can be in their observer, even if they don't
Mm-hmm.
know it. And when they're in that place of their like deep wisdom, then they'll be able to see what they couldn't see before because they were in it, in it, in it, in it, in it. So it's just a question of helping people take a step back, take a step back, and then I just wear them down. I'm
Yeah.
just real patient
Mm-hmm.
and stubborn.
So we all have to be a little stubborn, huh? So I see personally a lot of, I guess we'd call it victim mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously there's not much self-awareness there. So would you use the same technique with
Mm-hmm.
someone with victim mentality? I find that challenging.
Do you feel like the resistance is to giving up the power that the victimhood gives people, or what do you feel like is the resistance to somebody letting go of their victim mentality when you're working with somebody or having a conversation?
I find that many times they just simply don't see it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's just the programming and the conditioning. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, to them, it's completely real that they are, in fact, the victim of almost every
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
But, uh, and so so it's not even giving up the control. In some cases, it will be, of course. But
Mm-hmm.
I think many is just simply they don't see it. They don't
Just
know.
actually seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
The thing that I try to do over and over when somebody is in a loop, you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
and they can't see it, is to do a story work practice where what we do is we say, what is the role that you feel like you need to play in this situation? So if we talk about, for instance, if somebody said, well, I have to be the peacemaker because I have to hold this family together, or,
Right.
you know, I have to be if somebody feels like I have to be the strong one
Yeah.
because, you know, if I don't, then the next thing to do, seems to me, it's been successful to
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, so what is the agreement? List every agreement that you can, and this is in the book that I'm writing. List
Right.
every agreement that you can that you've made to be, for instance, if this woman is saying, I have to be the peacemaker
Yeah.
in the family, and she's
Mm-hmm.
mad because she has to be the peacemaker, and she's
Right.
also scared because if she's not the peacemaker, then the whole thing will just fall down.
Yes. Yes.
And so when we analyze the agreements that she has made with everybody else, but really with herself, with
With
her
it.
own
Mm-hmm.
ego, right, with her
Mm-hmm.
own
Mm-hmm.
sense of her selfhood, that when she starts to list the agreements, like I'm I have to hold everything together. I have to make sure my husband. I have to make sure the kids. I have to da 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 da. when they just list every single thing that they can think of, after a while, it always happens. And at some point they go, whoa, that's a lot. Or, what?
Yes.
Wait a minute. That's not right, is it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
does that make any sense? And
Yeah.
it's not hard to just say, no, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Are you sure that your children will all starve to death if you don't go to the grocery store are you clear because that's what's in your head? And they're like, that is what's in my head. So then what's really
I
fun about that
know.
is after they take a step out of it, when they see it like that,
Yeah.
then we can unpack something much bigger than that, because it's not
Yes.
that they have to be the peacemaker in the house or hold everything together. It's really that they're terrified that they don't have any worth unless they're, blah, blah,
Yes.
So,
Yes.
then we
Mm-hmm.
just keep going and we just see we go as far as we can go.
Isn't it fascinating the identities that we attach ourselves to?
Mm. Mm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the heroism that we take
Mm.
on. I have to be this. I have to do this. I have to
Yes.
hold this together. And so it's no accident, by the way, that our religious spiritual hero
Yeah.
is the guy who says, I'll take on the sins of the whole world and I'll die for everybody. Like,
Yep.
at a psychological, emotional level, that message has told all of us, well, you can never suffer as much as him, but you better do some suffering or else
Exactly.
you're not worth
We have
anything.
to suffer. Mm-hmm.
It's a really messed up trick.
It
Do you know what I mean?
is.
Like, it's
It
meant to
is.
manipulate and make people
Yeah.
feel like they don't get to say, you know what, I'm kind of unhappy about this. I'd like to look at it. Can I take this, unpack this, and see whether this is working for me or not? Like, the
Right.
thought of doing that is so, oh my gosh, I don't
Yeah.
want to be a bother. I don't want to,
Yes.
I don't want to
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, please be a bother. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
let's get on with it. Let's hear it. Come on, do some hollering. Tell me what's going on.
We live in a society where we feel that it's not safe to be ourselves and to
Mm.
unpack things and to ask questions. When I realized that, I was like, oh, wait, no. I know that it's not supposed to be this way because we're adults. I mean, we don't have to be adults, but I mean, and why do we teach children that it's not okay to ask questions? Like, what?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things about being in a retreat setting, like for the weekend. And you just
Mm-hmm.
get to really dig in. And like, it takes a while to feel safe enough to open up a little bit,
Sure.
because we've all been trained, as you were saying. I can't just be myself and have these feelings and be honest about where I can't do it with myself, much less with these other people I've never met
Yes.
before.
Yes.
And so, it takes a little while to just come down. It takes a
Mm-hmm.
little while to be open and say, well, actually, I don't like that. And then,
Right.
the earth didn't open up and swallow you whole.
Yes.
We're okay.
I
You
know.
just said you didn't like that. And we're okay.
Nothing
It's
happened. That's
fine.
right.
How about that?
Yeah.
We're okay. But it's hard because it isn't safe. I mean, in a lot of contexts, it's
Right.
not
It's
safe.
not.
And so we have to pick our contexts and our friendships and our work, I
And
think,
you
with
have to,
some care.
yes, be used to the fact that you're not going to be liked by some and you're not going to be the
Mm,
most popular, which
mm,
should not
mm.
matter anyway. But again, conditioning and don't be cast out of the herd either.
There's
Um,
scare.
yeah.
There's scarcity and fear and all of those
Yes.
feelings that we've been programmed to in the
Yep.
story that we've been told. And I mean, too, when we change and when we evolve, the culture is going to push back and the system is going to push
Yeah.
back. That's a fact.
And if you're getting pushback, you're probably hitting on something pretty true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe in
I
that.
have found that. I do too. I do too.
I do too.
It's uncomfortable, but that's
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
Uncomfortable, like when we're uncomfortable, that means we're growing. Or somebody
And
is.
something's happening.
Something's
And
happening.
my wife and I say, "Boy, we moved some furniture, didn't we?" You know what I mean? When you grow and you shift and something
Yes.
happened, and then we kind of
Yes.
look around and go, "Oh man, that was Did we just rearrange the whole
Absolutely.
house? My gosh, we're kind of worn out. That's okay. And I mean, our elder brother
Mm.
Jesus did tell his people, when you blessed are you when people say all kinds of bad things about you for my sake. Like
Yes,
when
that's
you're
right.
willing to do the big spiritual, and that doesn't mean I'm
That's
going to
what
go
he
defend the
meant.
church. That he
Right,
means
right.
like to be willing to grow, to be
Yeah,
willing to expand, to be willing
yeah,
to not fit in the place you used to fit in.
that's
Like
right.
see that as part of why you're here. And so we got to keep doing it.
That's right. Because Jesus, he did not go with the crowd at all.
No,
And that's what he was talking
no.
about, saying, I mean, you're not going to be liked, you know?
Mm-mm,
Um,
mm-mm,
because that's what he did. He spoke truth, and people
mm-mm.
don't like truth because it makes them uncomfortable. People don't like being
Absolutely.
comfortable. Mm-hmm.
No, no. So, as he says, the road that leads to what you really want is windy and hard, and you're going to have to pay close attention. And the
Yes,
road that leads to destruction, to what you don't want, is nice and wide and flat
that's
and
right.
crowded.
Yep, it is.
It just
Absolutely.
is.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're feeling like you don't fit, and you're feeling like you're not making any sense, but you know something, like you know that you know that
You
you
can
know,
feel the truth. Yes.
stick with it.
Yep.
Stick with it.
That's one thing that I realized, and I remember, like, when I realized it, like, I don't know why I'm questioning this, or rather, like, I would
Mhm.
hear something that I feel like is, very true and I resonate
Mhm.
with, but it's terrifying hearing it and it's terrifying saying it out loud. But you can feel like your inner knowing just knows that that is the truth. Do you experience
Absolutely.
that? Or did you before, like, when you
Absolutely.
started questioning things?
When I started questioning things, all I knew was that something was moving.
Yeah.
I didn't have certainty about it,
Yeah.
but I felt something happening, and
Hmm.
it just felt true.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a deep aware, like a deep knowing, like this is true, true. But I mean, that was when I was 30. What did I know when I was 30? And then 35 came, and
Right.
40 came, and 45 came. And then I started doing men's work and, screaming and yelling and feeling feelings, and then more and more and
Yeah.
more. And so I mean, at this point, I pretty much trust that my heart, my soul, my inner wisdom know what they're doing. And I'm just along for the ride
Along
and
for the
saying
ride. That
yes.
is incredible. Yeah. Absolutely. So in your videos, you talk about the eternal soul having a human experience. And I
Mm-hmm.
completely agree with that. Um, how does that perspective change the way that we look at pain and trauma or loss?
Thank you for that question.
Hmm.
Perfect. Um, Pain and trauma and loss are what we are experiencing. So I don't ever want people to. I mean, sometimes there's this whole thing about, well, none of this is real, so it doesn't even matter. Like we are here having
But we're
this
here.
experience,
Yeah.
and it's intimate and it's
Hmm.
immediate, and we feel it in our bodies, and we feel it in our emotional field, we feel it in our energetic field, and some of it is blissful, and some of it is terrifying and
Yeah.
horrible. Like that's real,
Hmm.
and it's also not real in the deepest,
Yeah.
deepest sense. Like
Hmm.
it's something that we are experiencing, and it is temporary. And so, for me, I want to be with people in exactly what they are experiencing, no matter what that is. I've been worked with clients and been with people on retreats and been with people in sharing circles and psychedelic retreats and everything else where big feelings and big pain and big trauma and big sadness and big anger come up. And I say, more please, like all of it. Let's have all of it. It's okay. We can have all of it.
Yes.
And we don't have to be afraid because we don't have to be attached to the thing that is happening now. It's
Yeah.
just the thing that is happening now. And by the
Hmm.
way, I have a body, but I'm not my body. Hello. This is my favorite picture that I keep here in my office. Sorry. This is me at 9. I mean, look at that
Oh,
kid. Look how
yes.
adorable he is.
He was
And
adorable.
is this the same body that I have at 64? No. And
No.
so I can't be my body, and I can't be my thoughts because they change
Great
every
point.
4 seconds. I mean, that can't be right. And I have feelings and emotions, but I can't be my emotions and feelings because they change every
Yes.
nanosecond, or depending on whether
Mm-hmm.
I've had enough to eat or haven't had enough to eat or what the weather's like or whatever else. So all these things that we identify so strongly with, that we have attachments to, it's because we think that's what is real. It's just what we are experiencing. And so we can be in the experience that we are having as spiritual beings having a human experience and feel everything and feel it fully, but not be attached to it,
Yes.
because we Mother Earth has given us these bodies to use for a little while, and then we'll be done with them and return them to her, and she will receive them from us because our spirit came to have this experience and gather this data and go back like the wave returns to the ocean and say, hey y'all, check this out. And then they run the movie, and then we talk about all the stuff that happened, and it's wonderful and terrifying and amazing and big and beautiful. And I mean, I feel like whatever God is, or that name, that word,
Mm-hmm.
which is so inadequate to express the source and the ground of all being,
Yes.
just wants to experience everything. In which case,
Mm-hmm.
we are a part of that. That is like sometimes I will say in my men's circle, I'm the spirit that is having the Rick Diamond experience,
That's right. Yes.
and I hit my thumb with a hammer, and so that's part of the Rick Diamond experience. And I might go, go snuggle my beautiful wife Christina, and that's part of the Rick Diamond experience. And I can experience all of it and cherish all of it, but not hold on to it and not be
Right.
attached to it. Does that track at all? Does that
Oh,
follow?
yes, completely. So you feel like that, or do you feel like rather, that we all come from the same, like we're all part of the same source? Do you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're
Absolutely.
just having different
No doubt.
experiences.
Yes.
I do
And
too.
so
Yeah.
when so much of the spirit, all of the spiritual traditions that say that we are one, right?
Yes.
And when the
Yes.
Jewish scripture says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one,"
Yeah.
right? And then when
Yeah.
Moses says, "Well, all the Egyptians' gods have names. What's your name?" And the answer from this God is, "I am being."
Right.
Like, we are all part of the thing that is. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
are all created in the image of the thing that is. Like, we are
Yes.
all embodiments of the thing that is. In the one of the creation stories in Genesis, from Genesis 2, the creator makes the human out of clay and then breathes into its nostrils, and it becomes a living being. Like, it's such a
Yes.
trippy
Yeah.
image. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes a living being. Like, it is infused with the breath of the thing that is. We
Right.
are the breath and the embodiment of the thing that is. All of us,
All of us.
all of
Yes.
us, all of
That's
it,
how I see
all of
it.
it,
Yeah.
all of it. And it's the
Everything.
whales, and it's the insects, and it's the trees, and it's
Trees. Yep. Mm-hmm.
all of it. So if we'll
I agree.
just slow down and shut up and, feel it, the
Yeah.
next thing you know, the trees are alive and the stones are alive, and the indigenous indigenous people have known this for
Oh,
10,000 years. We're
exactly.
just maybe catching up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was covered up and now I mean, we're figuring it out again, I think.
Yes, we are.
So when we die in this lifetime, we go back to the source.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, where else would we go?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that is what we are.
Right.
So we get to we get to drop this body that we
Yeah.
have used, for a while, and we get to, take it off. And the thing about, a snake grows its new skin before it sheds its old skin. Like we're already ready to go by
We're
the
on
time we
page.
get out of here. We're already,
Yes.
we don't may not feel that way because of the
Such a
training
good
that we have
point.
around the fear of death. But like
Yeah. Right.
when it's time, it's time. So yeah, I'm not ready to die because I'm ready. I'm enjoying being
Enjoying
here,
yourself. That's right. Yeah.
but I'm not scared at
That's
all.
right. I'm
Feel
not
being
either.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So psychedelics, are you like experiencing different dimensions, or are you opening up more consciousness? Like, what do
Mm.
you think is happening there?
I can speak for myself and from
Yeah.
the research that I've done about it. I think that we are opening our own awareness. I think that we're expanding our consciousness in the sense, and I don't really understand about other dimensions, and I can't really speak to it. I haven't done enough research or learned enough about it. But for me, in terms of when I've been in a deeply meditative space or in a psychedelic meditative space, like I feel like there is a part of me that opens to a greater, like when we were talking about Jesus having his baptism experience and then the heavens rip open
Yeah.
and he hears the voice of God. Like the idea of us being able to, through deep meditation, through breath work, through intensive breath work, through contemplative prayer, through lectio divina, through the use of plant medicine, through the use of other kinds of trances, through deep yoga, whatever it is that people can do to open up their own consciousness to a
Right.
deeper understanding of our true nature.
Yes.
For me, that is worth pursuing. I
Yes.
mean, we're just sleepwalking through most
Yeah.
of this. So let's wake up and go deeper and see what's out there. And people get scared because they think, oh my gosh, what if I lose control? Or what if I freak out? Or what if I lose my mind? I get that. That's just
Yeah.
more of our conditioning. I get it.
Yes.
The first time I ever did a psychedelic journey was in a lovely home, some friends that lived in another city, and I
Mm-hmm.
went and I was really scared. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like have a trauma experience and then whatever.
Yeah.
It was the most beautiful,
Mm.
unifying, peaceful experience. And I heard my higher self speak to me. I
Oh,
heard God
wow.
speak to me. I just was like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
Whatever. Show me
Yeah.
more. What else we got?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what's happening.
And people have used psychedelics, I mean, since the
Oh
beginning
gosh,
of,
yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And the thing is that the cultures that are closest or closer to the earth
Yeah.
and closer to the natural rhythm of our bodies and closer to the older tradition of everything being alive and
Yep.
everything being connected,
Yep.
that is very often a part of how they simply open that connection even further.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's as natural as anything. So,
Yes.
I mean, we're figuring it out the best we can,
Slowly
stumbling
but
along.
surely, huh? So if you could go back and tell your younger self one thing about your story, what would it be?
How young?
You pick.
Talking to, let's see, here's little Rick at 9.
Little Rick is a
Um,
very handsome young man. What would you tell him?
isn't he the cutest thing you ever
He is,
saw?
yes.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh. I have actually had a number of spirit conversations with little Rick, of course, and
Mm-hmm.
doing my own processes and doing my
Yep.
own healing work. And the thing that I would tell him about the story is you are magnificent.
Mm.
You are gorgeous. You are amazing. And you're going to be fine. And I know you're scared because he was scared. And that was a period when my mother was between husbands, which happened from time to time. And we were living in one apartment and then another one, then another one. And it was violent and scary and all that
Mm.
stuff. My mother, by the way, her spirit just showed up in the room.
Oh,
Give me
did it
for
really?
being here. She likes to help out. she's been gone 15 years, and she and I have this beautiful relationship now. Whenever she comes
Mine
up,
too.
or when I'm working with especially when I'm working with a female client, a lot of the time Marianne will show up and she's got a white dress on, she's got petticoats, she looks like Audrey Hepburn,
Oh,
and she spins
really?
around. She's in a lot of joy, and she's very happy for me,
So you can
which is
see her?
great. Can feel her energy,
Feel,
and I get a
yeah.
little hint of what she looks like, but it's not like
Yeah.
she's not in the, well,
Right.
she's,
Yeah.
I mean, I know she's here, but I can't see her standing there, but I can sure,
You
I
can,
can see her.
yes.
I don't know if that makes, it doesn't
No,
matter if it
no,
makes any
it
sense.
makes
Anyway,
it doesn't matter, but it does make sense. Mine
yeah.
turns off our lights, like lamps, constantly,
Oh
and you
my
can have
goodness.
conversations with them.
I have not tried that yet. Oh my goodness. We're
My
all interconnected. We're all energy.
I
Hello.
know, exactly. So they're messing with the energy and
Right.
the lights and electricity. And so my husband and kids did not want to accept that for a while. And they're like, well, it's a bad bulb, or it's this or that.
Right.
So then I would tell them, ask it a question, right? And it would like be
Mm,
like a strobe light, and they'd say, if this, then stop blinking. And they would ask the question. If it was a yes, I mean, it would just stop immediately and not blink again. And I was like, well, thank you. I mean, that's them. They're trying to communicate with you, right?
right. Right.
And so,
Right.
and I think it's
Right.
fascinating.
I do too. I
And
love it.
there's no denying it.
No.
We can try,
No. No.
but they're still gonna be
No.
there.
There. Hello. I'm just saying. Anyway, Marianne came in to say that she was
Well, tell
4
Marianne I
months.
said
So
hello.
she already knows. She's here for
Okay, well,
you.
hey, Marianne.
She's saying hooray. She's good.
I love that.
And the thing that I would say to
Mm,
any version of my younger self is you're going to be fine. You're going to
yeah,
be fine. It's going to be
yeah,
okay. Just keep going.
that's
And
right.
that's the thing that my wise self from 100 years from now is saying to me now at 64, you're going to be fine. Keep going.
Yes.
Just keep going. It's all part of a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, beautiful
Mm,
tapestry of meaning and being, and everybody that is supposed to find each other is finding each other. I don't
yeah,
hustle for clients. They find me. I'm not trying, I don't, this is just
yeah.
about trusting that all of us in the universe are collaborating together, and we're part of something that is really, really big and amazing and beautiful and miraculous and mysterious. So I'm saying yes and saying well.
Yeah.
So
Isn't it incredible how people just show up when they're supposed to in
it
any
turns out they've
aspect
been
of
doing
life?
that all along. We just
Yeah.
weren't paying
Yeah.
attention, right?
I know. Yeah,
It
exactly.
wasn't our training. It
That's
wasn't what we
right.
were told.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We were told we had to fix it, or we had to figure it out, or we had to
Yeah.
make it happen. Not the case at all.
No. And if it was a difficult relationship or anything like that, that's because it was a part of us that needed healing or a lesson that we needed to learn at the time.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was there
Mm-hmm.
for us.
Uh,
All of it.
yes.
Always.
Yes.
I didn't want to see
Which,
that sometimes, but
oh
yes,
no.
of
And
course.
yeah, I was going to say, and that's what I would love for people that are deep into victim mentality, because I know that hurts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we can see it, I guess, for what it is, um, but they can't. And if they could see that every experience that they have gone through is actually there for them to help them grow, I think that would be my one wish for people to be able to see, or not like the one wish, but a wish is for people to be able to see that. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we'll just shine light the best we can, and
Yes,
if
we
they can
will.
see it, we'll see it.
That's right. That's right. And it happens in the right time on their journey, right? Because
Absolutely.
we can't heal
It's,
people, they have to.
no. And some of the stuff that I've experienced in the last 5 years, I could not have experienced 15 years ago. It wasn't time yet. I wasn't
Yes.
ready yet. I wasn't open
Yes.
to it yet, or I hadn't grown to that place yet, or
That's
whatever.
right.
So, oh my gosh, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, who knows?
I know. It's exciting thinking about that too.
Yes, it's indeed. Sure.
If every person listening could rewrite just one story in their life starting today, which story would you encourage them to begin with and where would you tell him to begin?
The first time that I was part of a psychedelic journey, when my mother would get mad, my mother and father got pregnant. They were dating and they got pregnant and they got married. They got married. It was that miracle baby.
Mhm.
And I was born the day after Christmas. My mother's name was Mary. So Jesus and I, like this,
Oh,
because both of our
yes.
parents were shotgun weddings.
You
And
have so much in
we,
common with Jesus.
I know, right? We look alike. It's ridiculous. Both white, not. Um, when she would get really, really mad, she would say, I should have aborted you, like everybody said.
Oh,
But she was
gosh.
just in a lot of pain. She was just in a lot of
Yeah.
pain, and she was
Yeah.
just hurting and scared. Or she'd say, you're just like your father, which is meant to be a terrible insult.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had done a lot of healing work and therapy work, and I went into the psychedelic journey and was really scared and didn't know what was going to come up.
Mm.
And I felt myself dropping in. I felt my mind opening up, and I saw myself as a newborn baby the day I was born. And I
Oh,
was looking up into my mother's eyes,
wow.
and I saw my father walking behind her, and I felt immense compassion for them.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Mm-hmm.
scared. They were 20 and
Yeah.
21. They didn't know what they were doing. They were
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmed. They were ashamed and scared and hopeful all
Yeah.
at the same time. And I heard my higher self say, she could not have aborted you. You chose to come here.
That's right. That's right.
So for
Yes.
me, the
Wow.
the story that I would invite every person to look at is, you chose to come here. What are you here for?
Yeah.
Not like, what are you here for? Like, get out there and accomplish things, not in an
No.
egoic sense. Like, you have to be on a mission and be productive. I don't
Yeah.
mean that. But like, your whole experience is sacred. Your whole experience matters. Everything that has happened to you has happened for you, for this incarnation that you have chosen. What are you here for? What are you learning? How are you
Mm.
not judging? Well, I screwed that. Did this good. That's not it. Like,
No.
what is happening at the deepest level for your spiritual journey right now as you are? And if there's things that you're not proud of, just look at them with love. If there's things that you're sad about, look at them with love. If there's things you're mad about, look at them with love. And then just say, what am I here to learn? What am I here to learn? How is this for me? How do I show up? That would be it.
That's beautiful, Dr. Rick. That is,
Oh, thank you.
oh my gosh. Thank you so much for sharing that. I actually,
Yeah.
you made me tear up listening to that. I'm so very grateful for this
Mm.
conversation that we have had tonight.
Oh, me too. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you for your questions, for your spiritual journey, for your
Oh,
openness, for your courage, for the work that you're doing in the world. I love seeing your videos. You're in your car. You just got just like, I gotta tell y'all something right now. It's so great. And you say things like, look,
mm,
I know this may not be what you have heard. This is not what you were taught.
yeah.
Seriously, look at this. Like, the fact that you're willing to do this good work, and that you're willing to shine this light, and that you're willing to help people awaken, it matters.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for doing it.
This has been absolutely amazing.
Mm,
I just want to thank you
I'm
so
glad.
much, and I would love to have a follow-up conversation in the future
Great.
if
Looking
you're
forward to it.
willing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Dr. Rick. Like I said,
Mhm.
I am so grateful for you and the work that you do, and you are so inspiring, and I know that you touch so many lives on a daily basis. So again,
Thank you.
thank you, and this has been a pleasure. Wow, what a powerful conversation with Dr. Rick Diamond. We always have the ability to rewrite and reclaim our narrative. As you reflect on this episode, I want to invite you to ask yourself, what story am I ready to let go of? And what new story am I ready to live into? If today's conversation spoke to you, be sure to connect with Dr. Rick through his website or social media platforms, and I will link them in the descriptions. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. Leave a review and make sure that you're subscribed so you never miss a future conversation. Thank you for being here and for doing the inner work and for choosing to live a story that brings you freedom. Remember, you are not alone on this journey and you're exactly where you're meant to be. See you next time.